Reading is the key to better English. Have you ever felt stuck while learning English? Maybe you're trying to speak, but the words just won't come. Or you're listening to a podcast and can't keep up. It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially as an adult learner, the journey often feels like a long, steep climb. But there's one powerful tool that often gets overlooked: reading. Reading might not seem exciting at first. It doesn't give you quick results like repeating phrases in an app or watching a YouTube video. But it quietly works behind the scenes, helping your English grow deeper, stronger, and more natural. It builds vocabulary, strengthens your grammar, sharpens your thinking, and even brings you closer to the culture behind the language. When you read, you don't just memorize words. You see them come to life in sentences. A word like challenge becomes more than a dictionary definition. You read about someone facing a challenge at work, a student enjoying a fun challenge in class, or a character bravely taking on a personal challenge. Each sentence gives the word new color and feeling. Through this, you learn how to use it naturally when it sounds serious, when it feels exciting, or when it's something emotional. That's the magic of reading. It shows you how English works in real life. Instead of learning words as single pieces, you start seeing them as part of something bigger: a conversation, a feeling, a story. And because you're learning in context, the words stick with you longer. You begin to think in English without even realizing it. Grammar, too, becomes less of a struggle. You might remember the frustration of trying to memorize rules: when to use a or the, how to form past perfect tense, or how to place adjectives. But when you read often, your brain starts to notice patterns on its own. It watches how native speakers build sentences and slowly builds an internal sense of what sounds right. You see sentences like "she had already left when I arrived," and over time, your mind understands the past perfect without needing a grammar chart. It's like learning music. At first, you study the notes. But soon, you start to hear the melody, and your fingers move naturally. With reading, grammar becomes something you feel, not just something you study. It becomes intuitive. But reading helps more than just language. It trains your brain. At first, reading long English texts might be slow. You may need to pause, look up words, or read the same paragraph twice. That's perfectly normal. In fact, it's good. Because every time you make that effort, your brain grows stronger. You learn to focus. You practice following ideas across paragraphs and understanding how thoughts connect. This improves not only your English but your overall thinking. Research shows that people who read often have better memory, clearer thinking, and even lower stress levels. Just 10 or 15 minutes a day can help you relax, focus, and build a stronger mind. And there's something else: reading offers a doorway into culture. Learning English isn't just about the right words or grammar. It's about understanding how people think, feel, and live. Reading takes you into different worlds. You could be walking the streets of London in a mystery novel, reading a blog from a mother in New York, or learning life lessons from a memoir set in Australia. You start to hear how people express emotions, make jokes, or describe everyday life. You learn phrases like break the ice, or a piece of cake, expressions that make English feel more human and real. These moments help you feel connected. You're not just studying English, you're experiencing it. And when you feel connected, you feel more confident. Even if your main goal is to speak fluently, reading is one of the best ways to prepare. Because as you read, you collect ready-made sentences, expressions, and ideas. Later, in conversation, those words come back to you. Without thinking, you say, "I hadn't thought about it that way," or "let's take a break and come back to this." You sound more natural, more fluent because the language is already inside you. Your writing improves too. You learn how to organize ideas, how to create flow, and how to express emotions. You see how writers build their arguments or tell stories. You become more expressive and clear in your own words. So how can you make reading a habit? The good news is, it doesn't require hours each day. Just start small. Choose something you enjoy. A short article about cooking. A blog on travel. A simple news story. It doesn't matter if it's hard at first. That's part of learning. Read with audio if you like, it helps with pronunciation and rhythm. Keep a notebook. Not just for new words, but for phrases that catch your attention. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Try to guess from context. Read out loud sometimes to practice speaking. Most of all, be kind to yourself. You're not racing anyone. You're building something beautiful, slowly and surely. Reading might seem quiet, even slow. But over time, it transforms your English. It gives you the tools to speak, write, and understand more deeply. It helps you feel connected to the language, to its culture, and to yourself. So take a deep breath, open a book, and begin. Your English is growing with every page you turn.